So we got ESPN once again talking about JuJu, hyping up JuJu, Shannon Sharp, and Stephen A. Smith, and pretty much not mentioning any other players. They mentioned Paige, but kind of discrediting it, and they only want to hear about JuJu now. So JuJu's the big talk right now. We're not talking about, and they're going to mention black athletes. They're not mentioning anything about Hidalgo, any other players, Amore, any other players right now, in my opinion, think should get talked about if we're going to talk about JuJu, to be honest. So they're going to mention something about Clark, but it sounds like they're trying to put JuJu, or trying to ramp up JuJu, get it ready for the media next year, and, you know, having that controversy with Clark and JuJu. That's what this all seems like. Doesn't seem like we're going to get much more of the Reese and Clark. Nobody really talks about Reese when it comes to the high ESPNs. And they always mention Clark. Now it's JuJu and Paige. Paige is in there a little bit, but now it's JuJu, Clark. So let's play it. And I'm going to give you my thoughts on this whole situation.
Paige Beckers is a baller. She can play. I like her a lot. But I don't want to hear about anybody other than JuJu Watkins. I'm not going to lie. She was a freshman last year. As a freshman, this young lady averaged 27.5 points, 8 rebounds, 2.5 blocks in the NCAA tournament before losing in the Elite Eight to UConn. We talked about Caitlin Clark and raved all day, every day about this girl last year, and she deserved it. Well, what does JuJu Watkins deserve? She's a show. This girl is spectacular. She is flat out balling. I don't want to hear anything about anybody else before I hear about JuJu Watkins and what we want. I know this much during this NCAA tournament. I love me some Dawn Staley. Love the job that she did at South Carolina and is doing at South Carolina. I mean, damn, they just went 30-3 again, or 31-3 again. They 2 national championships in the last 3 years. This woman is legit. We know her greatness. We saw Caitlin Clark's greatness. Wasn't enough to deliver Iowa a championship, but it was enough to get them to the Final Four. The girl's special. We got all of that. Now here, JuJu Watkins. Look at her. Look at her game. We talked about Caitlin Clark shooting and passing ability. What can't JuJu Watkins done? She's a
JuJu can't pass. And before we continue, Stephen A., I do want to mention and bring up the fact that you're kind of discrediting Paige. And Paige kind of does pretty much the same thing as JuJu. And if we're being honest, she does it with a lot less shot attempts, and she's a little bit more efficient. I just want to mention that. I understand Paige is a little bit older, but we're making it sound like JuJu is some original, like, player we've never seen before. I mean, she does it. The efficiency's not really there. And I get it. Let's talk about JuJu. She deserves it. She could play. But I don't want to discredit some of the other players out there in college who kind of, in my opinion, look a little better than JuJu. I just got to be honest. I mean, the defense, it's there, but I mean, you guys are giving her a lot of credit. I haven't seen JuJu in any type of like crazy big moments or anything like that. In fact, Caitlin Clark's little homies just took care of JuJu and the girls in Iowa when Caitlin had her jersey retirement. Yeah. You're telling me, JuJu, you can't go to Iowa and beat them with that crowd there? Iowa? You couldn't go beat Iowa? Okay. All right. You couldn't win the Big Ten tournament, JuJu? Okay. I mean, you know, no discredit to what she's doing. I think JuJu's going to be a great pro. But she doesn't sweep the floor as far as, like, there's other girls who are on her level in college, in my opinion. Caitlin Clark last year, nobody was doing what Caitlin Clark was doing. Nobody was doing that. And nobody's doing that shit right now, period. JuJu does not do what Caitlin Clark was doing last year. You sound crazy. JuJu, she's trying to get her shots. She's not passing the ball. She's trying to dribble a lot. Trying to be too creative. And she's good. Don't get me wrong. But once again, Caitlin Clark is more valuable on a basketball court than JuJu Watkins is. Period.
show. She's a showstopper. She's spectacular okay? And USC is in the mix, all right? That's who I want to talk about. There's nobody, there's no team, there's no individual that I am more interested in seeing and talking about in women's college basketball than that young lady right there, JuJu Watkins. That's where I'm at. It starts and stops with her.
In Hartford. Go ahead, Shannon.
It's Jada for me too. It's JuJu. And I think, guys, if she were to win a championship, now we we've got to mention her with the Candace Parkers. We've got to mention her with the Maya Moores.
JuJu is not no Candace Parker. JuJu is not Candace Parker. What are we talking about? You talking about players who have already gone and done pro shit and who have accumulated accolades after accolades after accomplishment after accomplishment. What are you talking about? JuJu is not that. Winning a championship, okay, go win a championship. You guys are discrediting UConn. First off, UConn's defense has been absolutely fucking lights out the past 2 months. They just lost to UCLA. What are we talking about? Winning a championship, that, look, guys, we got to get out of this thing where, okay, Stewie has 4 championships with UConn. Maya Moore has championships. Diana Taurasi has championships with UConn. That's a team thing. Like the Angel Reese thing with the Unrivaled. Yeah, she didn't play in the game. So she's better than all the players who didn't get a championship in Unrivaled because she has one? That doesn't make sense. She's not better than Fee. She's not better than a lot of those girls at Unrivaled. But now she has a championship under her name. So she's better than so-and-so. It doesn't work like that. If JuJu wins a championship, hey, congratulations, good shit. That championship isn't going to take your talent and make it any better. You have to put that work in. You have to prove that. That's on you. Yeah, you got a championship. Okay. Does that mean you're going to go into the pros and that boosts your shot percentage and that boosts everything because you have a championship? No. So I think things are they're doing a little much. And they're putting a lot of pressure on JuJu as a sophomore. Here's what I would say. Now you guys are putting expectations, and I know you guys want to compare to Caitlin Clark all the time. I get it. Caitlin Clark's obviously the standard, right? They can't drop a segment about college basketball without mentioning Caitlin Clark. I don't know if you guys have noticed that. I get it. She's the standard. I understand. But now you guys are putting so much pressure on JuJu. I got to go break her record. I got to go do this or else I'm not good enough. That's where you guys are going to put this girl up for failure. I wouldn't count UConn out of the tournament. I wouldn't count Notre Dame. I wouldn't count a lot of people out of the tournament. You know, but they're crediting JuJu like she is already won so many things. I mean, I don't even want to continue because see right purposes, but you know what?
We've got to mention
Let's
her
continue.
with the historically great women basketball players because she has the offensive game. She is as complete a ball player as we've ever seen at the women's college game because she can give it to you scoring on all 3 levels and she can drop down and sit in the chair and pick you up from half court and beyond. There's nothing that she cannot do. Her offensive game is...
Look, she averages 20-something points in college. Let me tell you something. Paige Becker's average is 25, right? Guess who's more valuable to a basketball team? A lot of you go, oh, JuJu. JuJu is great. I would take her on my team. Paige Becker's is probably more valuable. Why? Because Paige Becker's could give you 8-9 assists and go score the 23, 25 points. So what does Paige Becker's accumulate to on the offensive end? Probably 45 points a game. JuJu's giving you 24, 23, 25 with no assist. She's a scorer. That is, we got scores. But you give me scoring, assisting, and you can play defense. Oh, I'll take that. JuJu can play, man. Don't get me wrong, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let her do what she has to do. Let's start talking about this in her senior year. Right? There's other players in her class who could play. There's other players, juniors, seniors, who are better than JuJu right now. Not discrediting JuJu, but that's just my opinion. And like I said, there's going to be a lot of comparisons with Clark. A lot of people want her to be better than Clark. A lot of people will say, yeah, Clark was this, but JuJu's taking over the league. JuJu's the one. JuJu's the this, the that. Okay. Prove it to us. Prove it to us. So, and what's going to happen if JuJu doesn't get any championships? What's going to happen if JuJu doesn't win any Big Ten tournaments? Then she's shit, huh? She's trash, huh? She ain't shit. Because she didn't win no championships. She didn't win any Big Ten tournaments. So she ain't shit. Right? Exactly my point. That's exactly why we're putting too many expectations on if she wins a championship. There's plenty of ballers out there who don't have a championship in the NBA who can ball.